Hello everybody, welcome back. Today on this video we're going to look at Harmony 1 because I'm expecting something very big to happen with Harmony 1 over the coming weeks. So I can't give you the exact time frame as to when it's going to happen, but pretty sure it's going to happen. Now what we're looking at the moment is a bit of an alt season, coming a little bit early in fact, because if we look at this dominance chart, we were supposed to, I suppose, reach a little bit higher than this, but we didn't. In fact, because of Ethereum and now XRP has just made some massive rallies. Between the two of those guys, they basically hold an enormous amount of the market cap of crypto in general. So whatever they do, it brings the dominance chart down. And I don't know if you've noticed, but XRP has rallied phenomenally. Just about managed to say that word right today, beyond all our expectations. Now I did kind of expect a big move, and obviously I did take a decent trade on that one. I cashed out way too early. Now I always hold XRP, by the way, because well, you'll have to look at my market cycle videos. So it's I'm not a XRP moon boy, but I've studied this chart for long enough, and obviously I believe in my own analysis, and thank God for that, because it's been a brilliant day for TA. Oh, I made myself. Excuse me about that. Right, so let's look at Harmony 1. So the alt season, the way the alt season generally works when it's a really big alt season, is that the strong cap coins get to move first. So what we've seen already is the big cap coins. We're talking Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, and even Bitcoin Cash is up, which is still a top cap coin, but struggling a little, but they're all up. So the alt season starts with the strong, and a proper alt season, I mean, not a relief rally like we've seen with some of these small caps and generally crypto across the board. I'm talking about a real alt season, a real one. So the top caps always move first. The money goes into the strong and then filters from the strong, goes into the smaller caps. You'll see some incremental steps down within this, which is one of the reasons I've just made my video about basic attention token. That technically is a top cap coin, but it's not in the top tier of the top cap, and it's suffered dramatically recently. But I've gone, that's my next, I'm expecting something big to happen with basic attention token any minute, right? Pretty much any minute, and I'm talking a big one. That's why I made a video about that, so I won't bore you to death on that one. This is about Harmony 1. So Harmony 1 is not a top cap coin, but it is a coin that likes to move dramatically. So what I've looked at here, when I see this chart, I see a consolidation phase of a giant proportion. Okay, so we go from the top all the way down to the bottom. That's a 72% retrace from the top. Now if we go down to the bottom to the top, there's a different story altogether. We see a 1000%, a 10x, basically a 10x from March till when was the top here? August. So does this coin have the power to move? Absolutely, it definitely does. Now its all-time high was this. It was an IEO coin, all right? So IEO coins, I don't know if you know much about this. If you're new to cryptocurrency, don't worry. We'll try and guide you through this process as easy as you can. I know there's a lot of new people in the market at the moment, and that's fine. Join my Telegram. It's just a big chat, and we're happy to have you there. And but what happens generally with an IEO is essentially, people get hold of these tokens on Binance, for instance. There's like a lottery pool. You get your tokens, and essentially what happens is they go on the market and they pump and they dump. So and that's basically what happens. So we had an enormous, massive dump all the way from the top all the way down to the bottom. At this point, it was a 95% retrace. That was tragic for anyone who held on to it there. Now what we're seeing is, I guess, a renaissance of the IEOs, because they do serve a purpose. This one specifically is actually, fundamentally, as far as its blockchain technology is concerned, a really good token. In fact, on their chain, specifically their chain, all of their BUSD is run through it, as well as many other things. So it's held in high regard. It's utilized by Binance itself for their own stablecoin. So that's just one of many things that they do. It's good. It's a good token, but it does pump and it does dump. Now, have we dumped? We certainly have. So what comes after a dump? A pump? I think that might be on the cards. So what we're looking at here, just very briefly, is what could be considered to be a double bottom. The wick was bought up right quick there, and then we hit the green 50 exponential moving average and dumped right back down, but we didn't hit the low here. Now when we came back up to the 50 exponential, it wasn't quite as severe as the time before, which means that the buying pressure is growing on it. Now we did come back down clearly, and now we're testing that level again, getting ready to perhaps maybe test that green 50 as a support zone. Now we are in a zone here, an Ichimoku cloud, like many altcoins are, because they've severely suffered during this whole Bitcoin rally. Now when we're looking at what we need to do is, when we look at this a bit closer, we need to see if we have a conversion line crossing the baseline at any point during this period. So what I'll do is I'll turn off some of these moving averages, because I've got so many of them on, it's difficult to actually see what's going on. So where's our conversion line? Actually, what we see here is we actually had the cross back here, so the cross has already been made, so technically the buy signal was round here, and that buy signal on a daily chart doesn't mean that it's going to launch from that day forward. What it means is it's a ballpark figure rounding off a certain price area, saying that yes, you could buy here, and the trend should continue to go up for a reasonable period of time, unless of course there's a dump out of the blue, or the price starts to go down and you get the inverse of that cross. So what we've got is the cross took place back here, and so essentially it was a reasonably good idea to have bought back here for a reasonably long-term position. So we are now going into the alt season. The alt season is clearly affecting the top cap coins first. The small cap coins will then be brought with it shortly after. So I don't have time frames, there's not an exact science, but that's generally how the rotation works. So what I've done then, rather than just buying up a load of one, because it's a low sat coin, right, which is what that means is it trades with against Bitcoin with very low value, 28 at the moment, 28 satoshis, which is very, very small. This means that each satoshi has quite a decent value from tick to tick. So we're talking about 3% per tick. About 3%. About 3%, 4% per tick. Which basically means that it's a really good idea to trade this with a trading bot. So if you want to have a look at some of my trading bot videos, I'll leave a link above my head, or just search for it on my channel, or just talk to me on Telegram about it. These low sat pairs are really, really good for trading pairs for trading bots. They love this type of thing. The volume is relatively good, but the volume is going to increase massively. So my rule is only set a trading bot up with a Satoshi value, a low Satoshi value, when the 24-hour volume is above 50, just because that way your orders almost always get filled, or they don't struggle as much to get filled, because the trading bot makes lots of different trades, and we're going to be trading these Satoshis up and down, up and down, up and down. That's 3% each time. It can accumulate quite dramatically, but you want to make sure that the volume's good. So I'm expecting a breakout here, so the volume is going to pour into this. My trading bot's going to be collecting all these sats up and down, up and down, up and down, at essentially 3% per tick, which is, as you can see, that's a good idea, to set up a trading bot that allows that kind of rhythm. Each tick up, and if it can buy and sell and buy and sell, it's basically 3% in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And then when the trend starts to go up, then obviously everything will go up with it, and I accumulate more Bitcoin, I accumulate more Harmony 1, and I accumulate a lot more wealth through the process, because I can't trade as many trades as a trading bot. The trading bot is far superior in its persistence of trading single Satoshis than I am. So I'll leave that to it, and like I say, if you want to set that sort of thing up, have a look at my videos on that, and I'll happily talk you through it if you chat to me on the Telegram. So, Harmony 1 about to do something very special. The double bottom is in, more or less on the sats as well as on Tether. So where are our targets? What are our realistic targets? Well, if this was to do a breakout, our last decent candle close is up here, around about 7... I'm not going to bother with the zeros, but 783. So if we were to measure where we are going from here to 783, we're talking a 51% move, okay? 51% move. That's not too bad at all. In fact, that's really good. If we were to measure that out with the Satoshis, which are unlikely to reach such a high level, if it did get to this level, that would be an enormous move. That would be a 184% move, which is roughly around the same area as Tether. So clearly, this would be more profitable to be trading with a trading bot against Satoshis than simply just buying it up with Tether. I hope this is making sense to you. There's value in these bots if you set the trading pairs up appropriately. So I'm not expecting the move to happen today or tomorrow or maybe even next week, but as the rotation comes round, this is one of those tokens which is going to most likely have a good breakout. And if we have a look at this is on a daily chart. This area here is going to be strong resistance. We've got the resistance here as well, and in here, and this whole cloud is resistance. So we've measured this out to where the cloud starts to basically dissipate. So around about this level, that's 11 days. It's about 11 days from now that it should have that kind of freedom to break above there and go crazy. Remember, we've got the Ichimoku Cloud cross, so we've got the conversion baseline cross, so that's a positive thing, and that would also coincide with where this is. Is this going to dissipate around 11 days from now? 14 days, yeah, thereabouts. So as you saw with XRP anyway, as I showed you just very briefly on this chart, I was expecting us to get rejected from here and maybe meander for a couple of weeks before this area here where it really explodes, but actually the buying pressure was too high. The alt season essentially has started early. Doesn't mean that this can be cancelled. Obviously there's no guarantees. I don't have a crystal ball, but reading these charts, that's basically what it states. We had our cross here on the weekly, and our weekly Ichimoku Cloud cross conversion baseline cross is an extremely strong signal, much stronger than a weekly. Clearly, Ichi clouds do work on any time frame, but the strongest ones are on the longest time frames, and that's why I liked using this one, and I was pretty confident of this move. I didn't realize it was going to go this far this soon, but I knew it was going to move because I saw that. So this was the buy signal that you saw on my videos last week. And clearly it's worked out very well. But again, the longer the time frame, the more realistic and more reliable it will be to play out, especially with something like XRP, which is a very old token. Harmony One is not that old. In fact, Harmony One is probably just getting over about 18 months old. It's a little baby chart. So I'll leave it with you there. So again, I am buying this up, and I already have. I've set my trading bot up already. It's not doing anything. In fact, actually, it's down a little bit. The trading bot itself has made some successful trades, so I've accumulated more Bitcoin and Harmony One as a result of that. But I've got in a little early, and unfortunately my portfolio is ever so slightly down. But that's okay, because I'm telling you now, this is one of those tokens which is going to do a big move in the coming weeks. And as we saw here, we've roughly measured it out. Should play out, hopefully, technically within the next 2 weeks as the rotation filters round. At the moment, the strong get to move first, which is why we did XRP. It's why the next thing I'm looking at is basic attention token, and then it will filter through to some of these smaller cap coins. Which is why I've got in, like I say, I've got in early, because I don't want to miss this one. This is potential to do 150%. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.